What is up, fam? Oh my god, it's like 5. This is like a totally different time. Usually if I film a video, it's usually like around 9 to 11 a.m. and this is like 6 p.m. now, so like the sun is like harsh right now. Real quick, so my challenge, my 4-week challenge is live. That is all. Go to my website, sign up. If you're a member of Sweat It Cove Fitness, you can actually sign up at the front desk. It'll be a little bit easier, and we start October 30th. So get signed up. The deadline is the 27th, and then I'll send out all the information like that day or the next day. Yes, get it done. Do it. Hey, look, we did. Today is Tuesday, October 17th. And it is the busiest week of the entire year for us. There's a lot of events going on in Austin. It's like non-stop, we slave, but it's great. It's great. It all works out in the end. It's always a little scary and it always feels like it's not gonna work out, but it does. So, and then on top of it all, you know, I've got the gym now, which is in addition to like what we normally have done in the past. So I've barely been able to post on Instagram. I've barely been able to, I don't know, get my life together. But I did decide on something as far as like my diet goes. Last video I talked about intermittent fasting and how I kind of, this is harsh. I mean, I can't even open my eyes. I talked about intermittent fasting and how I was thinking about practicing that, and I ended up like pushing my meals out a little bit, and really I feel like being a competitor and dieting for so long is kind of like I almost can't recognize hunger cues and stuff, and I think that even though it's been a while since I've really stepped on stage and it's been really dieted down, I think that like the 4 years of serious dieting has caught up to me, and I don't know my hunger cues. Every time I get hungry, I'm like, oh my god, I have to eat. Or sometimes I look at the time and I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. But then I don't really know if it's just me looking at the time and realizing that it's time to eat. So there's a lot of confusion there, like for me mentally, and I'm trying to, I guess, relearn all of that because I never really know if I'm hungry or if it's just time for me to eat, if that makes sense. Now, of course, I'm not eating over my macros, and I'm really good about staying on track, except for like all the crazy snacking I've been doing lately. So because of that, I thought about practicing intermittent fasting to kind of help control that and maybe like take control of my hunger a little bit more and see if it's like really hunger or like time to eat, or just figure out what's going on. What if, because intermittent fasting, I'm up so early, like that might just not be logical for me. So then I thought, well, when I first started like my fitness journey, I really loved carb cycling, and I loved it because I could eat carbs like I could eat a lot of carbs 2 or 3 times a week and feel satiated and full, but I never felt like, but then I'd go back to like the low carb and then my stomach wouldn't feel so full and bloated, and I'd be fueling off that and then eating the higher fats. I mean, it was just, I really enjoyed it, and I decided that I'm gonna start that again and kind of see how that goes, just to try something different. I think that sometimes like we just need to do something different with our diet and our training. You know, you can't just do the same thing all the time. So I'm gonna do I'm gonna play with it a little bit. 2 to 3 lower carb days, basically like no carb and then fats, and then 2 to 3, so I'll do 2 to 3 in a row, then a high carb day, and then 2 to 3 in a row. I'm gonna see like whether the 2 works for me better or the 3. Right now I don't really have, like today is the first day I didn't eat oatmeal for breakfast. I actually had a Power Crunch bar for breakfast, and I've noticed that like the times I eat like a higher fat type of breakfast, like if I'm in a hurry and I eat a Power Crunch bar, my hunger actually kind of dies down, and it doesn't, like, it lasts longer. I'm feeling like fuller longer, which is really weird because it's like really small compared to like a big bowl of oatmeal. So I don't know, go figure. And then, you know, I've had like avocado and some almond butter, egg whites, you know, lean meats and things like that. That's basically what I've eaten today. Tomorrow I'm also going to do another high fat, low carb day, eat the same thing. So Power Crunch bar, I have egg white pancake for breakfast, which I've made several times. It's literally just egg white, cinnamon, and stevia. And then meal 2, maybe I'll show you guys, maybe I'll do a full day of eating so you guys can check it out. I'm not gonna go super high on fats starting out because I wanna slowly up that. I don't want to just like take in 60 grams of fat when I've only been eating like 30 grams of fat on a regular basis. So I'm just gonna toy with it a little bit and see how that goes. And yeah, I will keep you guys posted. All right, so it's 4:50 in the morning. I just finished cardio, showered, and now I'm about to go work out, lift. So real quick, because we're gonna do a full day of eating. It is day 2 of my carb cycling meal plan thing that I started. So I'm doing a low carb day, day 2 of a low carb day. But for today, it's a high fat, low carb day. So I'm gonna show you what I'm eating. First off, CLA coconut oil aminos, essential, especially if you're doing a low carb diet. And I've got that here for breakfast. Then for my lift, I'm drinking the best BCA with energy, and I'll probably just chug half of that before I get there, and then like drink the rest while I work out. Meals prepped here, everything in my Fitmark bag as usual. I always keep stevia with me. So then I'm also taking my morning vitamins. This is basically what I take on the daily: glucosamine, primrose, B12, and biotin, which I recently started taking, and I really love it. It's actually made my hair much nicer. And then I also take Prilosec. And then I laid out Ashton's pills too. He takes mostly the same things. We add CLA. I get mine with the BPI, so I don't need it. And then fish oils, and yes. And then pre-workout, I'm gonna have 10 almonds, and I had half a scoop of whey protein powder with some almond milk. I don't like to train totally fasted, but I don't like to be really full. So half a scoop of whey, 10 almonds, light enough. Time to go. 2 hours later, it's 6:42, so about 2 hours later, I finished my workout, and now I'm at the office about to eat breakfast, second half of breakfast or something. I'll show you what it is. So I like to eat, oh my god, I'm having struggles here, guys. I like to eat, I have a sweet tooth rather than a salty tooth. So a lot of people make like an omelet or something, but I make like a sweet egg white pancake, and that's with cinnamon, stevia, and then I put a little Walden Farm syrup on it, and that is my next meal. I've also got some coffee here with me, and I have a Power Crunch bar that I'm going to eat as well. But I think I'm gonna wait and like kind of eat it like a mid snack, you know, because I'm not super hungry. So that's good. That's where we're at. If you guys are not doing this with your protein bars, like all of them, then you're not alive and you're not living. Just saying. Cheers. I wish you guys could smell this because it smells amazing. This is extra lean ground turkey and some zucchini noodles that I made last night. And that is my next meal. Low carb, love zucchini noodles because it's like volume, but it doesn't make me like bloated or anything like broccoli does, or eating a lot of greens and stuff. So it's one of my faves. Yes. Been pretty hungry actually. So I sipped on some Crystal Light. The orange flavor is one of my favorites, along with tropical punch. When you're hungry, just drink some water, a lot of water, and then see if you're still hungry after that. But it's time for meal 3 now, lunch. Normally my lunch is where I would have my carb meal, but before I decided to do my carb cycle thing, I had already made like a bunch of oatmeal, egg white oats, so I decided to have that for meal 3 because I love it, it's my favorite. But normally it would be like extra lean ground turkey or chicken, and then jasmine rice and broccoli. That's probably what I'll have tomorrow, but today is gonna be oats because it's cold. I like it, it's kind of hot outside. Just put a little stevia on it, a little Walden Farms pancake syrup already in there, and that's my life. I could go for another coffee too, but I can't leave. That sucks. So at this point, you guys are probably wondering, what's up with meal timing? Like, you're kind of eating sporadically throughout the day. So do I think meal timing is important? Here's the answer. I don't essentially think that meal timing is super important. I think it's the most important when you get down to like really like low levels of leanness during competition and prep, where you're basically saving your macros for like optimal times, like training time, early in the morning, that sort of thing. But essentially, if you're staying within your macros, I really don't think that it matters as far as meal timing. So if you feel like you want to eat some meals closer together, or double up on some meals because you're really hungry or you're behind or something, I think that's totally fine. I think it totally works out. It's the number at the end of the day that really matters. But if you are trying to get extra lean, shed extra fat, then yes, meal timing does matter. Spreading them out is most efficient most of the time for most people. I said most a lot there, but that's kind of the case. It's like, even then, there's still exceptions to the rule. It just depends on the individual. But in the mornings is when I find myself eating closer together, because that's just when I'm the most hungry. Later on in the day, I'm not as hungry. So that's my take on meal timing. All right, guys, 4 o'clock. I forgot to record my meal 4 because duh, it's a full day of eating. I have to forget something, right? Meal 4, I was literally in such a hurry. Work, busy, whatever. I'm still working, I'm just driving around town now. So I literally ate it in like 30 seconds standing up. I didn't even sit down. Like, sometimes you just eat just to get it in, because that's what you do. You know, you don't have to make a whole big deal of it. Trust me, I have less time than most people to get my meals in, so no excuses, you know what I'm saying? And I'm drinking a Monster to get me through my day, which I usually don't drink a Monster around 4. If I drink a Monster, it's usually around 2:30 or 3. But it's been busy. Literally didn't have a chance to grab the Monster. So I'm gonna like go ahead and shut this off before I wreck or something. What is up, fam? Hopefully you can hear me with all this road noise. It's the next day. Yesterday was a really long day. I got home from work and it was just so late. Like, we've just been working so many long hours. I did not get to show you guys my dinner and my last meal. I will tell you about it though. I had, again, I had turkey, ground turkey from Icon Meals, which is like bomb AF. It's the best ground turkey. And you guessed it, zucchini noodles again, because I freaking love it. You have to try the recipe. Try it. And then for my last meal, I had a scoop of whey protein powder, because that's just a must, blended with 1 cup cashew milk and ice. And then I think I had some, I had 1 tablespoon of nut butter to finish off the night. Yes, almond butter, because almond butter, honestly, almond butter, peanut butter, they're all pretty good, but I think almond butter sits better with my stomach. Sometimes I feel like peanut butter makes me a little bloated. I don't know, just saying. So anyway, maybe I'll show you my dinner tonight. It is already pretty late. I had some late clients to train, so if I do, then I'll show you that. I might skip my meal, or just like, I don't know. Sometimes I get home and I'm too tired to even freaking eat. Like, I'm just over it. But I did get a fresh eyebrow wax, so they're looking pretty on point. I will say so myself. I don't know if this is the end of the vlog, but I'm sure I'll film an outro. I don't want to end it here. This is my outro, the end. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I have a really big forehead.